A bank can pull finance at any time, including on the day of completion. Did you know that? That is a nasty one. I remember back in 2008 when there were some awful horror stories about this. The banks got particularly twitchy in 2008 about new build off-plan type properties. But the point was that at the point when they were about to complete, the properties were being built. They'd been built, they were actually there. And people had been buying the properties in good faith. They had exchanged contracts, this is the crucial thing, they'd actually exchanged contracts to buy the property. And then on the day of completion, because a lot of the banks, after the credit crunch, after Lehman Brothers went down, they suddenly got a bit twitchy. They said, we're not sure about these new builds. And they were actually pulling the finance on the day of completion. And there were people saying, hang on a sec, I've exchanged contracts. I've exchanged contracts on the basis that I've had a mortgage offer. And the banks were saying, nothing to do with us. You do it at your own risk. We're not giving you the money. And the developers were then suing people to make them complete. And of course, a lot of people couldn't actually complete because they didn't have the funds. And they'd been made bankrupt. And the whole thing was a complete shit show, to be honest. Did you know that could happen? So just be very, very careful. I'm not saying that to scare you, but it's about always making sure we know what the what-ifs are just in case. So, I mean, in that situation now, I'd be thinking, could I go to a JV partner? Could I get alternative finance if that ever happened? I hope you found this video useful and informative, and if you did, then please come over to my website www.thepropertyteacher.co.uk, where you'll find loads more great property related resources, including free special reports to download and my best-selling series of ebooks, which includes the Successful Property Renovators Workshop, 63 common defects in investment property and how to spot them. And if you're just starting out in property, or if you want to grow your portfolio, you may be particularly interested in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, in which I'll take you through exactly how I started and built my property portfolio, starting literally with none of my own money, and how I built a portfolio of £2 million worth of property in just 4 years. And that was starting from scratch. I'll take you through everything that I did right so that you can copy me and do the same. And I'll also show you everything that I did wrong so that you can avoid the mistakes that I made and so that you can progress in property and be far more successful far more quickly than I ever was. And this is based upon my own real life experience, and it took me about 4 years to actually work out how to do property investing properly. But in the 200 pages in the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, I'm going to show you all of that 4 years knowledge condensed down so that you can use it immediately. And until next time, here's to successful property investing.